Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Advise. I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. You might have noticed something. That's how I decided to change her hair color. I wanted her hair to pop a little bit more. Because with the black hair it wasn't... And also I do tend to like long hair a little bit more, so this works out. Also, there's another dragon girl with no pants on. And also white hair. I also changed the eyes a little bit, so now it's just like a blue line around it, so they pop a little bit more too. Just wanted her head to pop a little bit more. Right, that's basically all I did. I also wanted to, also took a look at the market board to see if there's anything glamour related that I might be able to get and that would fit. But no, and the things that would fit or look good are way too expensive. And thus, I just stick with the stuff that I have. There's also still a dungeon I need to do. Maybe I can do that dungeon actually. Which is funny because I just used the... No, Let's just go and get this quest thing going. And then we'll go and do the rest. This one is glad walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heaven she is safe. Louisoix, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
Walking one, Minfilia. Ask this one to. In case walking one returned, this one was to say. At church in Eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect walking one Minfilia from Prime Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. The price of a makeover. No. What was I gonna do again? There was something I was thinking about that I was thinking of doing. Right, dungeon. Now seems like a bad time to do that. So let's go over to the church. Take me to church. I'll try to find a suitable moment and then we'll go and look for that dungeon thing. It's in Ul'dah, so I'm in any case in the correct region. Do I still have increased mind speed in here? Where is it? Thanalan. I'm in Eastern Thanalan. And no, I do not. Wow, that is stupid. I also have an annoying thing on my nail, which I should remove before I go insane. Is something troubling you, my child? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there's anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Curse my enemies, Father. Call down divine vengeance upon those who butchered my friends. The wild roses are dead, and I would know what to do. The wild roses, you may speak freely here. We are all friends of the silence. Yes, you're supposed to remember that word. How could this have happened? And you're certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Guardians? Then let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, do I recall the days of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the selfsame service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marcus, or Marquis, whatever. Would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father? If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquis. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marquis, I think it's Marquis, but I'm not sure. Marcus, whatever. Is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experience took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquis, I want you to look after Lynn. Do you understand? Yes, Father. Why do you look upon me so? Right. Those who wait. Is this... Those who wait, and then... Okay. Well, they are gonna have to wait a little bit longer because we're gonna go over to Old Eye and do another dungeon. Because I want myself some even better gear. Meantime, still struggling to deal with this nail thing. Why is this a thing? I hate nails. They suck. They're annoying. There we go. Now let's see. It could happen to you. Want to be a pugilist, thaumaturge, staff. Let me go over here and see if the quest I need is over here. Let's see. Dishonor before death. That's the one. Right. The gear I get from this is kind of shitty, so I think we're fine. Time heals all wounds, or so say those who have never experienced true pain. More than 30 summers have passed since I carried the standard of the Darklight Raiders into Cutter's Cry, but then a day goes by that I don't see the faces of the friends I lost that fateful day. Gerbold the Red and his loyal second, Aubrey Stillwater, Simon the Sweet, always armed with a jab and a jest, our ever-ireful mage Chiron Zabran, as quick to cast as he was to temper. Thormon Thousandgill, never has there lived a man with a tighter grip, be it on his sword or his coin, and let us not forget one Elm Ailson. Though it's hard to fathom now, with all the adventurers scampering about like rabbits in the spring. There was once a time when bands of mercenaries were who the city-states turned to when in need of a blade. The Darklight Raiders being the biggest and best of them bands. Ishgardian-funded forays into hellish pits like the Autumn Vale would earn us a king's ransom in a matter of days, though it would only take a night of devil's play at the Mirage to see it gone from our purses. But so was the life of a raider. That is, until we took that job at Cutter's Cry. My brothers and I had stood against herds of giant buffaloes on the Gomero, snarble infestations on the Pearl, legions of cold-blooded Sahagin from the abyssal depths of the Indigo Deep, but none of that prepared us for the horrors we would face in Hell's Brood Holes. None of it prepared us for the Chimera. The bards still sing of the day 7 of the realm's finest warriors set off into the wilds of that forsaken place, but only saw one return, Sibold the Stoic. Spared by the beasts, so that he may warn all others who would be foolish enough to attempt to despoil the Chimera's lair. My apologies. You did not come here to hear. You did not come to hear the guilt-ridden ramblings of an old man. But if you have a moment, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. The final wish of an ailing soul, seeking peace with his past before departing on his journey to the 7 gates. In each of the 30 summers since escaping from the maws of that terrible beast, I've returned to its lair to pay the proper respects to my fallen compatriots. However, the years have finally caught up with old Sigbold, or Cybold, whatever. And try as I might, no longer can these bones make the trek alone. If it is not too much to ask, would you travel to Cutter's Cry in my stead and place this bouquet of flowers upon the resting place of the Darklight Raiders? Right. Off we go to Cutter's Cry. Marvelously mutable materia, huh? I think this one requires me to, like, melt a certain amount of materia in front of somebody or something, and they can, like, unlock advanced materia stuff. But that's something for later on when we unlock crafters and deal with everything about that. Or in any case, a lot of things about that. Right. Destination. This is Cutter's Cry, a labyrinth of sand-ridden caverns. Do you hear that? That sound like the whiffing snort when a fire catches? That's the Chimera. Not that I've seen it. Sure, go right on in if you're that certain of your ability to make it out in one piece. Just don't expect me to go trotting in there after you, no matter how hard you wail and holler. Ah, you promised old Sibold the Stoic, did you? He's what's called a man of principle, yes. A little too much principle, I'd say. What's wrong with wanting to live when you've a wife at home, a big with child? Aye. The tale goes that rather than facing the fate's pun for him by Nemea, he hid beneath the mangled body of his leader and watched as his compatriots were torn apart, one by one, Also, he might return home to see his son born. Should have died a hero rather than live the coward. Was being able to see his son worth having the boy grow. I have issues with this particular line. Was being able to see his son worth having the boy grow, knowing his father was a craven, a disgrace to his friends and family? Should I ever find myself faced with a similar decision, would I have the courage to walk the righteous path? Now you know the true reason I will never step into that cave. That's a lot of explanation for just a dungeon. Come on, man. It's an easy dungeon. Yeah, sure. Well, Cutter's Cry is not ridiculously difficult, but if you are unlucky, you can get surprised, just like in every single dungeon. So yeah. I will once again be right back once, you know, the queue pops. I'm really starting to wonder if like queue times are different on different worlds. I've really started to wonder that, because when I queue up in Shiva for anything as a tank, it does not take this long. It took me another 12 minutes to get into Cutter's Cry. So yeah. Whatever. I'm not gonna think too much about it. Because I will only get bothered by things the more I think about them. Alright, Cutter's Cry. I would definitely say one of the more challenging, quote-unquote early game dungeons. You gotta watch out for these like sand pits that are appearing, because they will do damage to you. Also, I have Mithril. I have freaking Mithril thing, so I can actually continue my combo now. Wasn't even thinking about that. Right, then we have, after the first set of enemies, more enemies. Alright. Let's go and grab them. I'm going to use Reprisal to lower some damage. And then use Mithril Tempest to do some damage. There we go. And then we can go and take the thing. The quicksand. Right. In we go. Killing more beasties. We have some good DPS over here. Enemies are dying pretty freaking quickly. Which is pretty dang nice. Not gonna lie. Alright, buddies. This one is a little bit more annoying, I feel, to get all the enemies. Because they're all over the place. There we go. To crush your enemies, 3. Nice. Apparently already killed a lot of enemies. Right. Into the shifting sand we go. The waking sands. No. I'm melting. Right. And then more enemies. Because, you know, dungeons. Right. We're gonna do that. Do this. Get one of my cooldowns going. And kill these fools. I'm also going to surprise ult. Because I do feel like I'm melting a little bit faster. Whoopsie. Now these shrapnel boys are going to blow themselves up. There we go. And our ninja died to one of these things getting blown up. That's kind of what happens when you like pull big groups of enemies. And then you just kind of have moments like these where people just die because of the AoEs. Alright, buddy. Oopsie, I'll go this way. Yes, I'm gonna be singing this again. Ba-ba-da-ba. Kind of interesting that I'm getting like the damage buffs, although I am not the person who damages. Oh, I interrupted him at the last possible moment. Or her, sorry. Let's Marshall, where are you, buddy? Get over here. There we go. Make haste! So the princess is gonna cast haste on the Marshal, not Marshal is gonna cast rehabilitation on her. Which is gonna give her some pretty crazy regen. But the DPS should be fine, so there we go. Neat. Sweet. I'm also gonna lower the volume a little bit more for myself. Because I noticed that I was like kind of yelling to get some sound going. Right. Now this part is a little bit more nasty, I would say. These over here, these sabotenders, desertors, or whatever the hell they're called. These guys hit like a freaking truck. So I will pull 2 of these. And use Rampart. Also going to surprise all kids. I do not trust this encounter. Gotta watch out for 1,000 needles, I think it is. Or 100 needles. Don't know how much it is. Yeah, 1,000 needles. 1,000 needles does exact 1,000 damage, which is a lot of my HP, so... do not want to get hit by that, if I can avoid it. Because that would probably kill me. Well, 2 of them would definitely kill me. If I'm at least a little bit lower on health. I'm gonna go this way. Going left or right doesn't really change too much. I think if you go to the left over here, you get a chest also. But if you go right, you don't really get a chest, but whatever. I don't care. And then this. Get a little vengeance going. Another one of my beautiful cooldowns. Reprisal going again. Because these guys do a lot of damage. There we go. And onwards we go. To the giant tunnel worm. While I wait for people to arrive. Alright. I am thoroughly enjoying my new hairstyle. I will say I was at the beginning thinking like I should probably go for white hair. Then I was like, but that's like so... That is something that I do just a lot. So it's like, but nah, I should. It's what I really like to see, so. Alright. So I know that that is gonna happen, so I'm gonna go this way. She's gonna blow up, kind of. He's gonna blow up, yeah, sure. Just as an AoE when he comes out of the ground. Then it's gonna go into the ground one more time. And now it's either the dash again or it's gonna be a tunnel. Yeah, it's gonna be the antlion tunnel. Okay, on the desert. Then move away again, because the middle of the arena is gonna be dangerous. And that is just about everything about this battle. Why are you... What is wrong with you? I still have not enabled health percentages. I should do that. Let's see. Those are not useful for me, and I guess these ones need it. If I can't need it, I probably shouldn't greed it. Because then usually the stats aren't going to be good for me. Another encounter where I can pull pretty dang big if I want to. Nothing wrong with trying to pull big. I just need the entire party to follow. Which they are not doing, so I think I'll just, you know, stick around here. And hope that I don't die. As you can see, these blue little geysers are pretty dang bad. When you stand too close to them, they blow up and they do damage. Which for me as a tank isn't that bad, but as a DPS it's probably gonna hurt a little bit more. Just a little more. It's always interesting seeing people trying to keep up. I'll stop over here. I can basically pull, like, all of the enemies, if I want to, in this final little part. But that's gonna get me killed. Because the healer isn't keeping up. Which is not a problem, really. It's just something that you kind of have to... how should I say this? It's something that you kind of have to get a feeling for, the same as a healer. Like knowing when the encounter is gonna stop. Knowing, as a tank, like when a healer is able to keep up or not. It's also something you have to notice before you make a decision to pull a lot. Or you can just ask it outright too. But I almost never need to do that, I feel. I had somebody yesterday, when I was healing, I had somebody yesterday ask me, like, how much should I pull? Which is the first time in a long time that someone has actually asked that question. Normally tanks just go in and pull everything. They either pull everything or they pull ridiculously slow. But it's almost never like in between. At least that's my experience as a healer. As a tank myself, well, if I can pull big, I will. Makes it go faster. Did people already start the battle without me? Well, then they might die in a moment. Well, nah, not really. This is not really an encounter where you die easily, so... Get over here. That is, in my opinion, a very rude thing to do. That is, pulling the boss encounter before everybody is ready. Ram's voice, get away from him. The two DPSs did not get away from him, although one of them is a red mage, which means that he can technically be away, but whatever. Alright, the Ram's voice again, going away. And the ninja died. I'm going a surprisal. Sorry, vengeance. Right, so this is a move where he's going to make an orb appear, and that orb is going to chase somebody, so they have to kind of run away, otherwise they get blown up. And they get hit with, I think, paralysis. As... oh, wow. I don't really think that... That's really funny. I'm the person who is technically doing this for the first time on this character. And I know, like, I'm not getting hit by any of these things. And other people are getting hit by all of these things. I love it. I love feeling superior. Not really. I don't care too much, really. As long as we win, it's fine. But although, like, from all of the freaking bosses that you can fight in ARR, this is one of the bosses that you can actually solo as a warrior. So, he's gonna do the dragon's voice. Yep, gotta get close. I want to pull him away from that ice thing. There we go. And the healer's gonna get blown up by that orb again. The Ram's voice. I got hit by that. That was pretty dang stupid. That's because I was paying attention to our healer who got attacked over there. Let me just go this way. To help the melee DPS, who is already dead again. Another Ram's voice. There we go. And down it goes. At the end of ARR, I'm going to get something. I'm going to get an item which allows me to basically change race or change a lot of things. I don't need any of these, so... No player commentating. They probably all went to the healer. Let's see. So I did get these boys over here. My god, that's an upgrade and a half. Holy shit. So I got both of these. Kabam. Shalabam. Without the intelligence, why am I always getting these freaking magic things? It's so funny. Wow. Alright. We also go remove the materia. Or extract the materia. There's a difference between removing and extracting. And there's also the brand new ring. Always do this, by the way. From the moment that you have it unlocked, always do it, because you can get a sizable amount of money from materia. And it's also, you know, just good. Well, I think at the early game it's not that good to get materia, because it doesn't make that much of a difference, but later on it becomes really dang. Like, it has an effect, let me say it like that. Especially when you start doing, like, really hard content. Alright. Let us venture forth. This way. Continue the story. But yeah, once I get that item that allows me to basically race change, which is not what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna change a couple of features about this character. And with a couple of features, I literally just mean the eyes. It's the only thing I want to change. Since we're going with that like white hair, I want her to have like blue eyes with a slightly bluer line around it. Right. Or at least that's the idea. I'll see how good it actually looks. Excuse me, Lynn. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horologe, which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There's something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Right. So yes. Maybe I should have, you know, accepted this quest before I went into the dungeon. To make it super efficient! But I don't really think I should care. This works. I'm definitely enjoying myself with this. There was a moment where I wasn't really enjoying myself too much, I would say. But I think I also just had like a downer moment in my life, so... A ballpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Stall's balls. I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Yay, got ripped off. Welcome to Thanalan. We're gonna get ripped off by everybody and their grandma. I still don't have a new axe. Well, the axe is pretty dang high level, so... Can I stop? Can I please? Thank you. Should also repair my gear at some point. Otherwise, I might run into some unfortunate circumstances. Hello, Marquis. No, Marcus, whatever. Have you bought the tools I requested? Yeah. I'm also going to check something out for a second. Okay, alright. There we go. Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, so I performed the same motion countless times before. Pardon me, Lynn. This was a mistake. Please give the horologe to Sister Elend, whatever. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Alright. Good morrow to you, madam. Have you come to pay respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquis said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear. I don't suppose that the owner might have been a Guardian spy. May behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Reborn. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquis manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trade, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Level 34. What is my thing right now? 37. Okay. I recognize you now, Lynn. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you to find closure. Now we have to go back to the waking sands. Look at all these beautiful things, which are all mage-based. Yay! Right. Let me also go and repair my gear. Going for gold. Wait a second. That's a level 47 quest, but I can still get it now for some kind of reason. That's weird. Because I think I know what this one would lead me to a shitty-ass dungeon. Oh, yeah. Hell no, and a no. You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away. No, sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to Lich Yard I go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. Just stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Goddamn Imperials. Don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of those faces? Nah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage coming. Come to haul the bodies to the Lich Yard. I'm by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I've a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of the folk are starting to turn. Yes, we are actually gonna pick up and move our dead friends. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. I want to see what the game says about this. Since they're items. How you're able to fit this stiff scion of the Seventh Dawn corpse into your back is a mystery best left unsolved. Oh my god. I have found a new thing that I want to do every single time that I get a new item. That's amazing. Are there difference? No, they're all just the same. Wow. That is amazing. I'm sorry, but that is amazing that there's just such... This is morbid, but such freaking humor in... in the freaking... That's amazing. What happened to the big fella? Forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. This is not right. That's kind of crazy. Alright. Meanwhile, people are just partying here while there's corpses in the freaking... Okay. Come on, let's finish before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. I reckon it won't be too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Can I walk on this? Oh wait. I think I can, but I don't want to fall off here, so... Dead bodies everywhere! Wow, okay. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Let's see. So we get ourselves a bandana. Which, honestly, kind of fits on this character. I'm not gonna lie. Never die preview. Let's see. If I give it... give it like something like this. Well, nah. I'm still gonna take it though, I think. We also have some spectacles. I do want to see what they look like in this character. Glasses. Elegant. Although we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. And now we have the Sylph's peaceful expression belies the fact she no longer lives. Whoa! I need to read these a little bit more, because this is interesting. That's some like very hidden freaking, not particularly dialogue, but I guess dialogue, yeah. Prince of Pestilence. Oh, this game looks so good. I love it. I love the way this game looks, especially on this beautiful monitor of mine. Alright. This one is surprised to see walking one in Little Solace. How can these ones assist walking ones? Noraxia, but this one does not understand. Camuxio, this one has heard of much wailing. Oh wait, what? Who is this? I think ffXIV. Camuxio. This one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder. Awful news. Walking ones return to Little Solace, but why? These ones have no further, no request for further need or whatever. No need to further to. Noraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Noraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking Ones was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one that Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. Or, that's still ffXIV. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. And back to Eluned. Bury me not on the lone prairie. It's probably a quote of some kind that I do not understand. Right. Jump. Yeah. Whee. Gotta have at least some fun. Well, you know, people are dead. Wow. That's Hello, Lund. We thank you for your service to the church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we inherited the remaining Scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Lynn. Give me that bandana. Right, my friends, I do think that that's going to be it for this episode of Gisette was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode, we are going to go and deal with... well, just continuing the MSQ, I suppose. Goodbye.